there. There is this view in South African society that you've adopted many different positions at different times. The moniker, the label of flip-flopper has been placed on you. Are you a flip-flopper? Do you blow with the political wind wherever it goes, whenever it's convenient?
I create the wind, so I can't go with the wind. I am the wind. I create the political wind in South Africa, and therefore cannot go with a certain wind. The flip-flopper is a title given to me by my enemies. And why should I worry about what my enemies think of me? Go to free education, go to land, go to nationalization. Those are the policies of the EFF. In politics, there is what we call tactics and strategy. So sometimes you have to kiss many frogs in order to arrive at your strategic objective.
Sure, but I think the flip-flopping actually, and quite interestingly, is not necessarily on policy, although there are some policy questions we could cover. But it's actually on people. So whether that's former President Zuma, who in many ways, whose career you virtually ended, then there seems to be a honeymoon there. Judge Hlophe, who you criticized, castigated, really diminished his standing in society, but then supported. We've mentioned Brian Molefe, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. So it seems that depending on where the political dynamics are, you will praise in glowing terms or criticize harshly any person at any time, no matter the cost.
Let's go to the example of what you opened with here about Nkosazana. I said Nkosazana must go and raise her hand in Parliament so that we can see where she stands. Then when I arrive in Parliament, I get confronted by colleagues in the opposition and the police that there are people who received death threats. When I said Nkosazana must raise her hand, there was no death threat. I must still insist that she must raise her hand, even when the dynamics tell me now that her life is at risk. So we must not be foolish to that extent. There's no flip-flopping there. That's what I'm saying to the speaker. There's a new evidence. Police have come to collect statements. People's lives are in danger, and therefore, the issue of hands will no longer work, given this development. So politics are not static.
What about the others? President Zuma, Judge Hlophe?
No, President
Brian
Zuma,
Molefe.
you know, the highest form of punishment you can give to a president is to make sure he doesn't finish his term of office. And we did exactly that. That is the end of it. Why do you want to follow him to the grave? Why? To achieve what? I've achieved my mission with President Zuma. It's done. So I'm not going to pursue President Zuma to the grave. And it is not in my nature to pursue old men like that and even take him to prison without trial. It's unfair politically. My issue with President Zuma was political. And that political differences has been ironed out. Why must I still pursue President Zuma to impress who? It's done. So it's not flip-flopping. Did I achieve what I wanted to achieve? I did. So, but my enemy that understands very well what I mean, deliberately try to distort my message so that I remain this monster in the eyes of the people. But it is for me, through a period of time and my involvement in politics, to demonstrate that I'm not what these people are saying. And this 10 years gives us that track record.